Sorry guys, it's massively informal.
This is the 116th hour of
Oh my god.
So close to that halfway mark. Just to remind you, this performance, like all of our shows, is a relaxed performance. That means that there won't be any sudden loud noises. We keep the general room lights up. There is currently a bit of a glitch with the hotel's lighting system. So occasionally the lights might go out. These ones on stage will always stay up, so we'll never go to blackout. And if the lights do blink out, I will get them back up and running within 10 seconds. If at any point you need to leave, just to let the door have a breather, you're more than welcome to head out and then come back any time in the hour. And there's a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of people who struggle to be still and silent for an hour. Also with us for this hour is Isla, who is our wonderful BSL interpreter, who will be interpreting everything that happens in the game. I think those are the main things. None of you guys look like you need hearing loop headsets or anything, but if you need something like that, my name's Chloe, I'm the SM for the hour, and I'll be over there. Now I will hand you over to our GM Alex.
Hello! Hey. Hello. Welcome. Yes, I am Alex, and I will be your games master for this afternoon and the rest of this evening. I have opened the wrong document. 1 second. There we go. What's going on? Well, what is this? Welcome to Adventurers Wanted. Adventurers Wanted, for those of you who don't know, is a tabletop role-playing game. What that means is that each of the characters and people sat around the table beside me are playing their own unique character. I, as the games master, I play the rest of the world. I describe the people, the places, and the things that they encounter. I will tell them things that are happening or things that might be occurring, and they would tell me what they would like to do, how they would like to react. Occasionally, I will ask them to roll dice, and their success or failure at rolling those dice will determine whether the thing they want to do succeeds magnificently or fails dismally. It helps push the story along and adds a little bit of chaos to the element. The story so far. All of our characters are crew members aboard a naval research vessel called the Spirit of the Horizon. On a recent mission, it was unexpectedly and magically teleported to a completely new and unknown world. Now the crew have to work out how to get home, whether that be by fighting monsters, exploring islands, making new allies, or by some unknown means as yet. Most recently, the characters found themselves approached by an old ally, a young fox lady by the name of Trip Mitty, who is a pirate captain. She had asked them to return back to the seat of power of the pirates, the Black Cove, because their leader had run away, absconded, taking with him a powerful relic, a magical skull, which he had been asking people to swear allegiance on. They followed him, and they made their way to a nearby island known as Anoi, where they found these large barrows, mass grave temples dotted all over the island. They descended inside one of them and fought with the man by the name of Lokash, defeating him. As they defeated him, he was taken over by a much more powerful, malevolent force. His head exploded, which was lovely. And around the room, all of these vases, which were filled with bones, they also exploded, and the bones came to life, and they disappeared down a long tunnel beneath the room that they found themselves in. The party moved down to explore, found a lot of traps and a lot of peril. And right before we kicked back off, what they had done was they had opened a magical doorway, and peeking through beyond, they found the source of all of their problems. That is where they are going to find themselves jumping back in. Yep. Before we start, I'm just going to go around the table. I'd like everyone to introduce themselves, the name of their character, what their character is, and a piece of information about their character, why other people on board the ship would know them, why they would stand out on board this ship full of people. I'm going to start on my left.
My name's Mike. I'm part of the Bob clan. I'm 110% Bob. I'm a ship's engineer, so I tend to fix things. And I think I'd probably be known as the annoyingly optimistic member of the ship's company. So everything will be fine. Everyone, I'll just fix it.
Wonderful. Good hour.
I'm Johnny. I'm playing Alistair Vaughan de Comte. He is a dwarven bard, though he's not at all dwarfy. He doesn't like mining or forging. He likes gold and women. And he's the ship's scribe, although he thinks it's a little below him. He's a creative, you know.
You playing yourself, John? My name's Chris, and I'm playing Wally. Wally is a local of the world we're in, and he's sort of half bird, half man, and he's also a druid of the sea, and tends to not wear clothes because he's a bird.
I'm Nosferatina, or Tina for short. I'm a lab technician, and that means that I've worked with the medical team on the ship. I'm very charming, I'm very intelligent, but very sneaky. And I also have necromancy skills. So I might be stealing, I've got a propensity to steal potions and do unexpected things with bones and things like that. When you least expect it.
Perfect.
Wonderful. We jump straight back in. The party who had been investigating here before, they find themselves disappearing. There is a strange thing that occurs on board the Spirit of the Horizon. Basically, there is an inherent magical power within the ship, and it causes creatures and members of the party to, without preparation and without really knowing it's about to occur, be teleported in and out of situations. So the previous team who were there stood poised, looking very much worse for wear, peering into this cavern beyond. They disappear in this enclosed magical golden energy. Everybody else, Tina, Wally, Alistair, and Bob 110%, you find yourself infused in this golden, warm, magical energy. Alistair, you recognise this. This has happened to you before a number of times. Wally, you've seen this happen to people. And there's a tang in your mouth and you feel yourself transported. Tina, what were you doing on board the ship immediately before you were surrounded by this energy?
I was collecting specimens and hoarding them in my secret cupboard for my own purposes.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Bob, what were you doing on board ship?
I probably found a mysterious bit of metal and a mysterious hole, and was trying to stop the ship leaking somehow by putting those two things together.
So Bob, you appear with this metal plug in your hand.
Yes.
And Tina, you're very confused because you've just put something in a cupboard and closed the cupboard, and now
There is no cupboard.
there is no cupboard. There is only Zool. Everybody, you find yourselves standing in an elaborate doorway. On the floor in front of you sits a golden metal door which has collapsed down and fallen onto the floor in front of you. Down a corridor and a short set of stairs, you can see a large room. The room is particularly noticeable because in the centre of it is a large, deep pit of purple energy. And above that, floating in midair, is the slowly reforming body of a humanoid. At the moment, it's almost entirely skeleton, but as you look closely, you can see that muscle tissues and fibers are starting to grow and coil around, and it is very much a body in the process of taking shape, which most of you probably have never seen before.
Yeah, this is what I call bad timing.
Very creepy music. Yeah.
The creepiest.
So this is a little unusual. Anyone got any idea what's going on?
No.
I've got a bit of metal that might help. So, yeah, I'm
I
gonna
was just
wave
swimming in
that.
the sea.
Okay.
I just no idea.
It's dark times when I'm the highest ranked. This has never happened before.
You have a rank?
I
Jealous
don't
now.
think so.
I don't have a rank.
Should we shoot at it?
Do we want this to stop happening?
I'm in trance.
Does it like exude evil?
Roll insights check.
Oh, do we all roll? Sorry.
I got a 14.
It does not look good. It looks very unpleasant. On board ship, on the way coming here, you've heard stories travelling through the crew that Lokash, the man who you were following here, the head of the Black Cove, the king of the pirates, had potentially been dabbling with necromantic magic.
Oh,
One of us.
And he was attempting to make himself into a lich. As you look at the creature in front of you, it doesn't look exactly lichy, but it doesn't. It looks pretty evil and pretty mean. It looks nothing like anything that you've seen before. At that point, you hear, sort of in your heads, very much in your heads, in fact, a voice that says, "Well, you're new. More grist to the mill."
I say we hit it.
Yes.
Do you want to hit it first?
Yes, I'm going to do something nasty to it, I think.
Go for it.
I am going to try and... I am going to shoot it with a crossbow.
Seems like a good plan.
Okay. That will start combat.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I don't usually take initiative. This is all very new.
I think you're doing a fantastic job at
Thank
taking
you.
initiative right now. I think it's
Thank
going to go super well. You go for it.
I'm going to shoot it in the face. And hope for the best.
Yes, please. Sorry. Yes.
I don't know how that's landed.
Roll it again. It's landed in a hole. That's why.
Much like us.
12.
Your crossbow flies out and it does not hit.
Do you want me to have a go?
Yes, please.
What have I got to do this sort of thing? Right.
Whilst Wally is trying to decide, everybody else roll me a perception check. So that's the D20 and then add your perception modifiers. That one there. So it's +1.
10.
So 3.
3.
So +1 is 4.
You're very much distracted by the thing hovering in the centre of the room. As you're looking around, though, you do see that on the floor around it are skeletons, and coming out from the floor exudes this strange magical purple aura, but also out from his wrists on both of his sides as he stands there hovering. And also you sense, or you see in the distance behind him, a third one coming out, possibly from the centre of his back, are these thin, also purple magical energy trails that lead off into the sides of the room. The room itself is about 40 foot square, and you can see to the left and to the right, and just behind him, that there are doorways.
Right. I don't really have spells that like hit things. I don't really do that.
Why?
No.
Can I throw my bit of metal?
Thank goodness we're here.
I think we're going to be so useful. So useful.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leap us into initiative combat.
Sure.
Assuming that we have started, which means that Bob and Tina, you would both be going first. It's up to you who wants to make the first attack or do the first thing.
I'm hiding at the moment, so
It's a smart thing to do. While you are hiding, you could make an attack and you would gain extra damage.
Yeah.
Ah,
If you attack out of hiding, you can roll 5 extra damage dice.
Because your attack would be sneaky.
I will attempt a sneak attack.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Do I roll a thing?
Roll the 20-sided thing and add the short dice out.
Okay, that's
It's a 9.
9.
So
Okay.
17.
Hits.
Hey! So that's 1d6 plus 5d6 plus 4. So 6d6 plus 4.
What kind of damage is it?
Short bow. Yes. So if you roll those 2 3 times, add them all up. 15. 19 plus 4, 23.
23 damage. The arrow flies through. Explain to me, Tina, exactly how the arrow hits him. Where were you aiming for?
His left eye socket.
His left eye socket. It flies towards where the eye socket is, and it hits, and then the arrow just falls straight back out.
Is he blinded though? Did I blind him?
You don't get the impression that it did any damage at all.
I wanted his eye for my collection.
So there are tendrils going off into these rooms that connect to him.
Correct.
I go into the room on the left.
It's Bob's turn.
Damn it!
I'm not going to throw a piece of metal. I'm going to use my short bow. Like any,
Okay.
that's good. That's 16, 24.
That will hit.
So now I roll
D6 square.
d6. 3
Plus 4.
plus 4 is 7.
7 damage. Your bow, your arrow from the bow flies out. It hits. It glances off the shoulder blade. It's hit.
No,
Same. You get the impression no damage is done.
I'm so running.
That would bring us to Wally's turn.
I'm going into the room on the left.
Okay. In order to do, what's your speed?
30 feet.
From where you're currently stood on the sort of entrance to the doors at the top of the stairs, you can make it just up to one of the doorways. You want to do that? You want to go to the door on the left. As you make your way towards that door, you see that it is similar to the one you've just seen on the floor in front of you, a large golden metal door, except this one in the centre of it has a small hole, maybe 3 or 4 inches wide, and through that hole you see this strange pulsing purple energy passing right
Okay.
through the middle of it.
Okay. Can I can't. I'm not enough speed to get to the door.
Oh, you can make your way right up to the door.
Can I knock on the door?
Yes.
Hello.
You don't hear anything.
Well, there's no one inside the doors. That's a start.
Does it open?
Push on the door.
You push against the door and it doesn't seem to give.
Could I push against the door with strength? Is it a sort of
You could make a strength athletics check for me.
that's -1? That's 18.
You sense that there is give in it,
Okay.
but not enough.
Well, not I'm doing on my next turn. No, that's it from me.
Alistair, you are currently stood at the top of the stairs, just inside, just at the edge of the room. He's still stood, smiling, looking completely unfazed by the arrival of anything.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say if he reforms completely, we're screwed. So let's try and stop that happening.
Can I dispel magic at level 5?
Yes. Explain to me what that would do.
I've probably solve all our problems.
Check it. You got it.
I can check.
I've got it.
Choose one creature of its magical effect in range. Any spell of third level or lower on the target ends. Each spell or level higher on the target makes an ability check to see if spell casts ability. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. Successful check the spell ends.
Go ahead, I think is the answer to that.
Sure. Have a go.
Definitely.
So what do I do? What do I roll?
Let's see. I don't think you need to roll anything actually. Yeah, the target has to make a check using your spellcasting ability.
Mm-hmm.
That's 6. That's my
So what's your DC at this point? 16, isn't it?
16.
Yeah.
I have literally no idea. This is like totally outside of my.
Rules, flashpoint, go for it. Oh, I see.
Okay.
So I roll charisma.
So it's your D20 plus your proficiency, so it's a charisma saving throw, arguably, against whatever the DC of this is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a very high DC.
Go for it.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
You need to hit 19.
Go on. Hit a 19.
When you cast this spell
What's your-
using this spell slot of 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effects of the spell on the target if the spell's level is 4 or less.
No, it's not. That's the thing. You have to roll against it because it's higher level than that. So you've got a 19. What's your modifier on charisma plus proficiency? What's your charisma modifier?
So it'd be 4 plus 5.
So you've got to get 10 or higher. 10 or higher.
6.
Oh.
After all that.
Your spell flies out, but it sort of seems to disappear through the air before it gets anywhere near to the creature in front of you.
I think that could have worked.
Maybe try it again?
I think I will, but I'm a little tired now, so just
At that point, it becomes his turn.
Oh.
He stays where he is in the centre of the room, above this strange pit of purple energy. Everyone, just quickly roll me another perception check, please.
18, 21.
23.
Tina,
Deluded.
you missed this, but everybody else sees. As you look down into the purple energy beneath the floating figure, you can see faces screaming in sort of torturous agony. And as you look closer, you recognize faces in there. There are faces of your friends and crewmates aboard your ship. There are faces of other characters that you have met within the world. Anyone who at any point has sworn an oath of allegiance, or whose captain has sworn an oath of allegiance upon the skull.
Oh, God.
You see their face in this twisting morass of purple energy.
Do we see our own faces?
Roll me an investigation check.
15.
Not at the moment. There are too many faces to see in there.
Okay.
At this point, he is going to cast a spell.
oh no.
And that spell is going to be... Ooh, is he? Is he going to do that?
I don't know, but I'm terrified.
He's going to cast a fireball at the magician who just cast
edge away.
It's a big old radius. Still hit you.
Yeah. It's a 20-foot sphere. He points his finger out at you, and I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
It's a 16.
That is not quite high enough.
Oh, sorry, it was a 20.
I'm going to get an extra point of damage to you. You take...
Oh dear God.
Oh.
Oh no! Good grief, man.
32 points of fire damage as a fireball grows on the end of his finger, and as it comes towards you, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then explodes on the floor in front of you.
We're not within 20 feet of him, isn't it?
I'm hiding underneath you, so I'm all right.
You're underneath me.
I'm very sneaky.
Don't wear clothes.
That's why.
He doesn't move. However, we're about to come back to the top of the round. In doing so, he's going to roll a d6. And he gets his spell back.
Brilliant. Okay, right.
That brings us back, and it is Tina or Bob. Tina's turn.
Guys, try the doors. I reckon we go for the doors and deal with it that way.
All right. So,
What do you want to do?
oh, try the doors. Yes, I'm. Is there anything that I can do to the door? Because we tried to shove it. Is there anything that I can do to open the lock or jerry it in some way? Is there something
Roll an investigation check for me.
Which is this?
Yeah, 27 again.
So 13.
You look at it and you can't discern any particular locks or mechanisms. There isn't even a handle on it. There is just this hole in the centre. And as you look at it closer, you're pretty certain that it is just a large sort of block of gold, really. And ultimately, it just needs to be pushed over.
Right. I know what I'm doing.
Which one have you gone over to? Are you the same one that Wally's at, or have you gone to a different one? There are 3 of them in the room.
I'm following
Same
him
one
on-
as him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think you could probably help him? If you wanted to, you could spend your action to sort of give him extra help to push this one down.
I think that's a good idea. I'd like to help.
Cool.
No problem.
Bob, what would you like to do?
Can I be the optimistic engineer?
Yes.
There must be an engineering solution to this. I'm going to get my screwdriver out and have a look at it and, stand back. I'm going to optimistically try and fix this. Wasting everyone's time, clearly.
You spend a turn being optimistic.
Yes, I'd very much like to do that.
Your morale improves massively.
Yeah.
But as you look around the room, the morale in the room doesn't appear to have changed.
Should I
If
try and-
anything, the creature floating in the centre of the room's grin has just got bigger.
Should I try and help push the door? I think I'll.
Yeah, that would be a great.
Yeah,
That would be.
I'm with them. Yeah.
So you rush forward into the room, and you're up alongside Wally and Tina, both by this left-hand door.
I don't know what the rules on this is, but I'm going to go to a different door on my turn, so if he goes for it and she helps him, can they do one together?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, if you rush forward and go to push against the door, Tina, you're there ready to push against the door as well. I'd like Bob, you to roll me a strength check.
-1.
I know.
Oh dear. 4.
She's helping.
I
She's
should
got
have
advantage.
stuck being optimistic.
You-
That's- yeah,
You
that's
have
still.
yes, you have advantage on this. Roll again.
50.
That is exactly the amount that you needed.
Yay! Lovely.
The two of you, in tiny little forms, both wearing black cowls, pushing against this huge golden door, and
Apparently I'm just standing there just going,
it falls down in front of you. In front of you, you see a short corridor, maybe 20 feet, and then it opens up into a large circular room. The purple siphonous energy that was running through the middle of the door. It breaks momentarily and then it reforms, and it's now going down the center of the corridor. As you look, you see that it gets into the middle of this circular room, and then it sort of turns and it starts to head up into the roof. You would have to head further into the room in order to see any further into it. But that is what you can see in front of you.
Cool. Doors down. Step 1.
Wally.
Can I go into the room and look up?
You can indeed. As you walk into the room, roll me a perception check, please.
Yeah. Oh, nat 20. Sorry, critical success.
Wonderful. You look around and you see in the centre of the ceiling that there is a small hole, a bronze hole. And as you look closer at it, you can see that there appears to be around the edges of it like a shutter spiral. It is open, but it looks like
an aircon.
like an aircon, like an aperture on a camera.
Okay.
You also see that there is
Not a lot. It's dark.
next to this hole there is a bronze lock. And in the corner of the room, at the very back of the room, in the corner of a circle, at the very back of the room, you see a plinth on which sits a silver key.
Can I take the key and put it in the lock?
You can.
Boom. I do that.
Nothing happens.
Can I turn the key in the lock?
No. This key does not fit this lock.
Oh, God!
There are 3 rooms.
For God's sake. I probably can't get all my movement back out to there.
In the process of making your way into the room, grabbing the plinth, going to the plinth, moving to the thing, I mean, yeah, you've definitely moved
I can talk.
more than you.
I can talk as a free action, right?
Yes.
Cool. Guys, I've got a key. There's keys in every room, but they don't go to the same room because apparently people who write adventures are assholes. So we've got to go get them all. Kick down more doors.
Alistair, it's your turn.
I hear kick down more doors, and I'm gonna kick down a door.
Which one would you like to kick down? There's the one off to the right-hand side. So you need to make your way down the steps. The one to the left is now open.
Yeah.
The one to the right is firmly closed. And then there is another one behind the figure.
I'm gonna go to the right as I don't want to go near that.
That's a smart choice. You can make your way just up to the door. What would you like to do when you get there? How would you like to try and open it?
I would like to push it very hard.
Good. Please make a strength athletics roll, please.
It's 40.
3 characters with -1 strength.
Yep.
14.
There is a sense of give. You push, you push, you push. Nothing happens. Not strong enough. No problem. Is there anything else you'd like to do? A bonus action or anything like that?
I'm going to give someone some inspiration.
Excellent.
How would you like to inspire
Go
them?
on, Wally.
Have some
Hey.
inspiration.
How are you going to inspire me?
Can you see him? Do you have to be able to see him to
Oh,
inspire
yeah, I
him?
do.
He's definitely in a different
I'm in-
room at the moment.
I'm walking. Oh, no. You can
Yeah,
only see
you
down
are-
the corridor.
No, he's...
I will inspire Bob.
Sorry. You're going to inspire Bob. Good idea.
And I just turn to him, put my hand on his shoulder, and say, "Bob, I don't know you, nor do I much care for you, but, but you can do anything. I believe in you."
My little face falls at the news that you don't win. But I'm being negged by I'm going to put my shoulder to the door and give it a good shove.
Can you
What,
open that door?
what that means is that you have gained an extra d10. So anytime I need you to roll anything on the d20, whether that be a skill check or an attack roll or a saving throw, you can, if if you don't already make it, you can add that extra d10 and roll it, and whatever you add, get on that, you can add to. It may come in
We will remind
handy.
you.
At that point, it becomes its turn again. He smiles, this toothy, strange grin, and you sense another powerful arcanic magic as the room fills around him with a greeny yellow fog. I need Bob, Tina, and Alistair to roll me Constitution saving throws.
So roll that and add the +1.
14.
10.
2. It's being nice.
Ain't over to the fat lady.
You all take 19 poison damage. And that is the end of its turn.
You take it off that number there, so it's -19 on that. -20.
That brings it back to the top of the round. And it gets its spell back.
Oh, for God's sake!
I didn't write this. Thank Leo. Thank Leo. Tina, we are back to you. What would you like to do?
Go for the door.
I'm having a look at my other options just to see if I can do anything else. I don't think it's going to be persuaded somehow. I do have sleight of hand. I just wondered.
Don't have a lock.
I think I'm going to have to team up with somebody because I am quite short.
Alistair is stood over there by the door, pushing against it.
Can I join him, please?
Yes,
and
yes,
help?
you can. You will gain advantage on your attempt, and it's become slightly easier to do. So, if you roll the d20,
12.
plus your strength is
-1.
minus 1.
11.
Roll again.
What's that, 17?
Yeah, 17.
So 17, so 16.
As you run forward and you push against this door, you feel it give again, and this one also down in front of you.
There we go.
You look forward and you see basically the same thing that you just saw when you pushed the other door down. There is a short corridor, and beyond that there is a round room, and this purple energy makes its way into the middle and curves up into the ceiling.
Do I have enough? Can I go and see further in?
I'll let you move a little bit into the room. As you move into this room, you see that the purple energy moves its way down the middle of the room. It bends up into the hole in the ceiling. There again is there is a bronze aperture. Next to it is a silver lock. And in the far end of the room, you see a plinth upon which is a gold key.
Ah,
What colour was the lock on the first one?
silver. Can I shout over to Wally to bring his silver key over? Will his silver key fit my... Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oi! Oi!
You're a long way away from me, so...
Hello! Hello!
What?
Hello!
I can't hear you!
I've got
You're over 50 feet away.
I have a... silver lock. Silver lock. Have you
I've got a silver key!
Oh my
Awesome!
god! Can we get together?
Before you make it out of the room, you look up and you see that the key above your head in the room you're in is bronze. The whole keyhole is
Keyhole's
bronze.
bronze, thank you. So, hang on. I'm going to do a little map. So, bronze.
Bob, back to you.
Gold key.
There's the door behind, isn't there?
There is the door behind him.
Which I suspect gold might be involved in that.
I'm guessing there'll be a gold lock and a bronze key, mate. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell you for sure.
In order to get to the door behind him, you are going to have to make your way past or around one of these strange purpley energy tendrils.
Can I attempt a very optimistic, stealthy sort of sneak past with all this action right now?
Is the cloud still around?
The cloud has dropped to a lower level,
Okay.
but it is still there in the room, yes.
So every time we go through the room, we'll take damage from the cloud.
At least for one more round, yes.
Okay.
You can try and sneak around the edges of the room.
Yeah.
No problem. Once you get to where one of these purple energy siphons is, you're going to have to either try and leap over or crouch and duck under. In doing so, I will have to ask you to roll me a dexterity saving throw. Thank you. So the d20, and then you add your dexterity
We
Okay.
believe in
saving throw,
you.
which is plus 8.
Well, 10, but I had 4.
No.
It's a saving throw, so you get to add another.
Oh, 8.
18. Yeah, you shimmy past. You are successful. Explain to me exactly how you're going to make your way past this glowing, pulsing, magical beam of energy.
Carefully.
Carefully, yeah.
I'm going to be flat against the wall, and I'm sort of going to edge. I don't know why, because I'm sure he's got sense, but I suspect that it's, he's looking at all the other action.
Yeah.
It's like if I can't see him, he can't see me.
Yeah.
This seems perfectly sensible.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make a sort of commando like forward roll over. And
Nice.
Then a sideways roll under.
Yeah.
So I just realised to get to a door that I probably won't have the strength to open.
Don't worry, I have a
But-
solution.
But
I think.
I'll be behind
Yes.
him and
You-
by this door.
You are now behind him, and yeah, you've made it just up to the edge of the doorway. And you see, same as the ones you've already seen, a big golden door with a hole in the middle and this purple energy making its way through it. That brings us to Wally.
Splendid. I want to conjure an air elemental, please.
Okay.
So I use my druidic abilities to reach out to the air and say, "Air, buddy, come on, give us a hand." And an earth elemental appears in the room next to me. Sorry, air.
Yep.
Just basically a big swirling mass of animate air.
Yep.
It can move 90 feet in a round.
Yep.
If I give it my key, can it get to her, take the key off her, and put the key in the lock, or can she put the key in the lock on her next turn? It can move 90 feet in a turn.
Yep. Then that would be from where you currently are. Let's say. It can't quite make it all the way into the other room.
In which case, can it go into the centre of the first room and cast it and make a whirlwind to get rid of the cloud?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So my elemental comes shooting out. I've decided to call it Jeff. Jeff goes flying out, goes to the middle of the room where the guy is, and creates a whirlwind. That whirlwind, each creature in the elemental space will make a DC 13 strength saving throw, or take 3d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage, and is flung 20 feet away in a random direction.
Is that magical damage?
It is not. Oh God.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Can it dissipate the cloud at least?
Yep, the cloud disappears. Part of it falls down into the purple pit below, and the rest of it just sort of seems to
Dissipate. Lovely.
go on into the air.
You go, Jeff. You got this. I'm going to stay in this room and not move.
Alistair.
I want to. Can I see that it's got a key?
He's got the key.
Yes.
So
You can see this little
Thank you, Jeff.
this
I know
little
his name.
silver metal key just held in the middle of the air as it swirls around it.
can I take it?
Jeff is friendly to everyone in my party.
Okay, yes.
Unless I fail a concentration check. I just gave you that.
I already have it on you.
Good. I thought you might.
Then I run down the corridor
Yep.
and I'm gonna throw it to Tina.
Cool.
Yep.
Did I catch it?
Roll a dexterity. Acrobatics.
It's a plus 11 for you. Never know. She's got it.
14, 25.
Yeah. You pluck it out of the air. You land.
Oh, spit on the finger.
Wonderful. Yeah. So Tina now has the silver key, and is in the room with the silver lock. Wonderful. Would you like to do anything else, Alistair? Is that your turn?
I want to sort of make myself nice and safe in the corner, so I can't see the nasty thing.
So you're in the corridor of the right-hand room, yes? Wonderful. Okay. I mean, you can still pretty much see it, but I mean, if you turn your back on it, you wouldn't be able to see it. But
Turn around and cower.
But instead
I
you could
can't
just hear
see
this.
him, he can't see me.
Yeah. Throughout this, it's just laughing in this sort of jolly way.
Ooh,
No, I've already done my
we're working out his puzzle. Why is he laughing? No.
So does the throwing count as my action? So I don't have.
I'll let you throw it as a bonus action because
Okay.
I'm nice.
In that case, can I cast Major Image?
Oh.
Yeah.
In the other room.
Yeah.
And can I make it look like it? Like another version of itself.
Where's it coming from?
It's a 20-foot thing.
Yeah.
Let's describe what I'm seeing. I'm in the other room, I can't see it. Doesn't
Describe
matter.
what happens. Describe what happens to me. You can do it. You don't need to roll anything for it. I just want to know what you're hoping to
I
achieve
look
with
at
it.
And I'm just hoping to sort of freak it out a bit. Like, hey, like I want to make it look like it, but kind of finished. Like, okay, just a lich then, I guess.
You want to make it think it's already achieved what it's trying to achieve.
No, just trying to make it look, trying to summon something that would scare it. Like, oh, that's me. That's sort of like me, but more powerful, sort of thing.
Like his mum.
Yeah. Can I make it look like its mum? Like its lich mum?
Have you met its lich mum?
I wanted to make it look exactly like it, but with like a flowery dress. And a little.
You do that. It flickers into the air. How close to it would you like it to be?
Uncomfortably close. No, not that close, because I don't want it to detect us.
It's in trouble.
So like a good 10 feet away from it.
How do you find a lich?
10
Show it its mother.
10 foot away, which is not his mother, is in fact him in a dress.
So I was imagining his mother, I was imagining him in a dress, mate. That's all I was doing.
Casting some sort of spell. That's what he's doing.
She's doing what she's doing.
Yeah, you can do that. That
Cool.
it appears floating in the air, 10 foot in front of it, itself, wearing a dress, flowery dress, and it's also infused in this purple energy, and yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that happened. Best line ever.
It is now its turn. What's your spell DC?
16.
It looks at it, and it smiles.
It worked amazingly.
For all intents and purposes, it believes it's real.
It's all right. We can let this literary form. He's clearly a fucking moron.
Or just loves his mum.
It says,
That's not his mum. It's him in a dress.
her in a dress.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's its action.
That's its action.
Yeah,
That's
spent an action investigating
up top,
it.
man. Up top. That worked. Unbelievable. Can't write this game.
Hasn't used any of its legendary actions yet.
Oh god.
But it's going to use its lair action at the top of the round. It is going to whip one of the siphon streams. The one to its right. The one into the room in which Wally is stood.
Oh great.
You're the only one in that room.
Correct.
You need to make me a DC, a dexterity saving throw, please.
Dexterity saving throw. As far as I recall, I suppose, but not great. Yeah. 16.
Nope. You take 19 points of necrotic damage. You just failed. And you get the sense that energy, that power that it's taken away from you, would be being sucked into the being in the middle of the room and regenerating it
But it hasn't taken any
if you'd
damage.
done any damage
Yeah.
to it.
Sure. Okay.
Instead, the process of it becoming more powerful speeds up slightly.
It's only fair to say, what concentration check do I have to roll?
You have to roll half of what the damage was, so 10.
It's minimum of 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's plus constitution. 18. Fine.
You still have control of your air elemental.
Oh, just double the number of things we had to destroy. Sorry.
We find ourselves back at the top of the round. However, we are going to draw an end to this hour at this point, as we are still very much in the middle of combat. Thank you very much. I'm going to hand over to Chloe.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for playing. We are doing this from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day for Fringe. You're more than welcome to come back, see where the adventure goes. You can just buy player tickets to get involved. We're also live streaming the whole thing on twitch.tv/adventurerswanted, and we are live tweeting everything on @adventurers250. I'm just going to quickly throw to a couple of guys on the table who have other things on at the Fringe. This is their chance for a cheeky plug. Johnny, if you
Me.
take it away.
I have written and I'm in a puppet musical called Heartwood. It plays every day at venue 13 at 12, except for tomorrow. Tomorrow's our only day off. It's really good. It's been reviewed well, and please come and see it.
I'm at Freelance Theatre PR. I work on a bunch of stuff up here, so I'm going to pick one. Today, I am pitching you a show called 13 and Not Pregnant. It is about a 13-year-old girl who isn't pregnant. More than that. It's an actress reading out her 13-year-old diaries. It's as mental as you might expect that to be. Every single scene is, I love Johnny. I hate Johnny! Every single time. It's so funny, so odd. Just got 5 stars somewhere and I've forgotten where. But it's really good. You should check it out. It's on at Greensides at mid-afternoon 4-ish. I can't remember. Greensides, mid-afternoon. Can't miss it. 13 and Not Pregnant. Such a good beer.
Cool. So thank you again for coming. We've now got a quick 10-minute turnaround for the next hour start, so it's just through the doors you came through. But thank you very much for coming, and just one final round of applause for our GM, our players, and our interpreter, Isla.
Thanks, guys.
That was lots of fun. Thank you.